there have been single founder companies that have gotten into the program historically, but it's really, really hard to run a single founder company without a distribution of somebody focused on sales, somebody focused on perhaps seeking financing, somebody focused on building product. There's some point in time where you have to build out some degree of team. And the preference is, and generally speaking, the teams that we've seen to be quite successful have been, you have a team of 2 or 3 or 4 people that have built other companies together or are successful in doing other things together. They particularly may not have to build another company together, but they've done other things together. So you kind of have a sense in looking at the team that they'll stick together through the program, because it's pretty rough going through the program. Generally speaking, if you're a technical person, it's good to find kind of a marketing or biz dev type person to partner with. Is that the other elements I would say is this: the strength of team is a very big element of the selection process in this program. It's people that make the business come together, and a team can actually pivot. They can take the mentor advice. They can find the right product. So if you have the right people and the right mix and the right balance of talent and the right kind of culture between that team, then you have a high likelihood of success. I think you had one up over here.
I'm going to redirect.
Yes, redirected. Okay.
Right, so I'm here at Rizoo.com. We do crowdfunding for causes, and we wanted to use personal challenge apps like this for fundraising and service events. We're already funded. We want to build the app, but is this the only way to get in and work and be able to use the Nike app as an input to that?
As a platform, I think we've kind of discussed that question a little bit.
Yeah, and so it's not the only way. I think in the immediate future, so next 6-9 months, it's the vast majority of our focus.
Even though we're not seeking funding, go apply.
I think so. There's another way to contact kind of dev support on the website. So there's a way to kind of get in touch with us. Maybe we obviously talk tonight, but I think there's another way to kind of get in front of us from a partnership standpoint. Just again, obviously, majority of the focus and attention going to these things, so our ability to the bandwidth to kind of crank through everything on some of the others in the immediate term isn't.
Well, the intent is it's just not our core biz. I mean, it's
Yep.
not our biz, right? So.
All right. Back over here.
Yeah, is there a sponsor for the duration of the program? And is there any kind of continuance beyond that?
Do we sponsor work visas? Yeah. So I'll just answer this from a Techstars perspective. You have to get your visas on your own. We do have, through the Techstars program, we have a collection of sponsorships from different legal firms, like Cooley, for example. And so we do get some support from them in that process. Generally speaking, though, you have to take the onus of that, as well as corporate structure, and setting that up, at least the logistics of that on yourself. We do provide, as part of the program, some legal services. Yeah.
Yeah, a question, Vaughn, regarding a product and resources around product design, user experience, and overall look and feel of the product. Is that resources that the program would provide? If so, would it come primarily from Techstars, given your experience there, or from Nike, given their experience in the brand side?
Yeah, that's a real good question. So the question is, does the program provide resources around product design, user interaction, things like that? And it actually brings up a point that we didn't really highlight earlier. With the program, Techstars normally fields what we call hack stars that are, we usually have about 4 to 6 hack stars per program. This combination of designers, developers focused on respective platforms, essentially hired gun coders. And a lot of times these individuals join some of the companies in the program. Now that's from the Techstars perspective. We also have different people in the ecosystem which help with the general product design. Now, I think I'll pass it over to the Nike folks, because I think implicitly based on this program, you'll get some unique support from them as well.
I think those things that you mentioned are all the things that Nike's really good at, and certainly the mentors in this program and the teams that support those mentors are going to be involved in the program and available as resources, as advisors. You're going to have a demo day at Nike in front of Nike execs, and so we definitely want that product looking great.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about the interest in having companies take you into new verticals. My question is there any explicit interest in having these companies take you into new regional markets, given that Nike is such an international conglomerate?
Yeah, it's a good question. So, question on just kind of interest in international growth. I think it's certainly on the table. You know, I think Nike in general, obviously an international company. As you look at kind of where we're rolling out with, you know, kind of products over time, I think it will be a core focus. Now, you know, obviously having communities of the size that make sense for people to get excited around developing forward will be something that we take into consideration. But absolutely, international is a big opportunity.
Can you mention specific countries like Brazil, Turkey, or other specific markets?
I mean, we can't really mention specific markets. I would say, you know, Western Europe, you can kind of look where there is a big digital footprint for us. Western Europe, obviously, kind of throughout. I think certainly Asia and yeah, as you go into South America. So I'd say all three of those.
I think there's a question over here. Sorry about that.
Are you looking at rockstar companies that are kind of merging? Got some guys, got some mixed pro ball guys who also want Fashion Week and they used to design for a couple of shoe companies, and kind of the question they need to know is, are they focused? Do they have to move to Techstars to Seattle or?
So it's Portland.
Or Seattle, sorry.
Portland, yeah. So the question was, we have a rockstar company with some, I think, athletes or VIPs involved.
Athletes and also designers done some stuff with you guys. Peter Ruppy's a guy. Do they have to be in Portland?
Yeah, so the question is, do they have to be in Portland? Generally speaking, yes. I think for the program, because of the mix of the mentors and the technical support, it's pretty much on site. Sometimes, now there are companies I know. We have a company, for example, that just graduated from the Microsoft Accelerator powered by Techstars, and you know, they're from Australia. Their kids and wives are still back in Australia during the full program, and they went back a couple times during the program. So you know, you can work out some deals like that, but pretty much during the work cycle, it's you're pretty busy. You know, you have meetings any time from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So it's really hard to do remote. Now you may have an advisor or one of your extended kind of corporate family that may be remote, but I think the core team, you know, the lead developers, the lead business folks really need to be on site. You just don't get the value out of the program unless you are.
One's up there, one's down here.
Yeah, so figure out how that would work. I wouldn't restrict it from you applying, but if you're interviewed, you're going to have some kind of good response. Generally speaking, in my experience, it does not work well when you have a lot of remote participants. You just don't get the value out of the program. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
So the first million customers are hardest, right? Would Nike help a developer with an awesome app out of this program with distribution, maybe bundling an app? Is that sort of something you guys thought about so far?
Yeah, so, I mean, we don't have any specific plans to do it. I mean, I think, again, we want to see these folks be successful. Obviously, part of that can be kind of leveraging the success that we've had with the platform. But I just have to say it's TBD. I mean, I think we'd love to get excited about something to the point where we wanted to do that and more, right?
The application's due February 3rd. You tell February 18th. At what point in the cycle are interviews happening? That was the first time I heard about interviews.
So interviews happen in the middle.
Great.
So-
you get about 300 to 1,000 applications. You select this. You do
It's
a-
really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's actually a legendary portion of the program with anybody who's managing a program. It's pretty intense in that time frame. But we like to be face to face with any of the companies that come into the program. And so when we get to that point, we really want to focus on meeting the entire team. The managing director who's running the program for this particular location will want to make sure they meet everybody on the team, understand your focus, really understand the company, etc. And to some degree, that's a segue Because we have how many companies here that are actually applying? How many companies would like to talk to us kind of up in the fishbowl? All right, so we probably don't have enough time to queue up everybody. So we're gonna break up here, and I think we can do two rooms. We'll split up. And we'll talk to you face to face. I'll help kind of orchestrate a couple lines so you guys can get through this. We'll just spend like 5 minutes with each of you to understand what you want to do. If you have any specific questions that you didn't really want to share in a larger audience, we'll get through those real quick. And hey, Matt, another Techstars founder, Matt Galligan, just showed up. So thank you, Matt. And we can have, I don't know if we want to do any more Q&A. We're going to do some pitches. Who was going to pitch? Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. All right, let's get the pitches going. And we're going to do one group in the fishbowl here. And do we need still the rocket space folks here?
We can do a conference room back here.
Conference back here. So we'll do one room back here. So do you want to go upstairs?